In life, the difference between victory and defeat isn't luck, it's strategy. What if you could turn any setback into an opportunity? This is the story of Ethan, a master strategist who learns the ultimate secret: how to turn the tables in any situation. Ethan had always been known as a sharp strategist, a young negotiator with an uncanny ability to read people. But lately, it felt as though the universe itself had turned against him. His once thriving career was crumbling before his eyes. Deals he was certain he had in the bag slipped through his fingers like sand. His company, once supportive, now looked at him with doubt. And worst of all, Richard, the man who had always lurked in his shadow, was now standing in his place, stealing his victories, and smiling as if he had planned this downfall all along. The final blow came when Ethan lost the biggest deal of his career. It was supposed to be a game changer, a contract that would secure his company's dominance in the industry. But just hours before the signing, Richard had swooped in with a better offer. Ethan sat alone in his office, staring at the city skyline, feeling like a warrior who had just lost his sword. His phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. "Meet me at the old observatory at midnight. I have something you need." Desperate for answers, Ethan found himself climbing the rusted stairs of an abandoned observatory. Inside, a single lamp flickered, casting eerie shadows against the cracked dome. And there, waiting in the dim light, was a figure Ethan hadn't seen in years, his old mentor, Lucius. The man had disappeared without a trace long ago, leaving behind only cryptic lessons and unfinished wisdom. Lucius smiled, eyes gleaming like the stars above. "So, you've finally come to learn how to flip the game?" Ethan, weary and desperate, leaned against the railing. "I need to win. Tell me how to take back what's mine." Lucius chuckled, pulling out an ancient-looking chessboard. The pieces were strange, not kings and queens, but warriors, masks, and shifting shadows. "The game isn't lost because you were outplayed," he said. "You lost because you played by their rules." With a flick of his wrist, Lucius moved a piece, and suddenly, Ethan was no longer in the observatory. The world around him shifted. He was standing in a grand arena, surrounded by roaring crowds. A battle was taking place, a duel between two figures, one of whom he recognized instantly: Richard, and the other, himself. But not the defeated, weary Ethan. This version was confident, unshaken, unbreakable. Lucius' voice echoed in the sky. "You must learn the 3 secrets of turning the tables. First, the power of unseen information. Second, the art of controlling the tempo. And third, the mastery of perception." The battle before him played out like a prophecy. Richard, powerful at first, slowly lost his edge. Ethan's other self was playing differently, not reacting, but dictating. He controlled the rhythm of the fight, allowing Richard to exhaust himself. Then, just when Richard thought he had won, Ethan struck with a single, decisive move. The vision faded, and Ethan was back in the observatory, his heart pounding. "I understand," he whispered, armed with newfound clarity. Ethan returned to the battlefield of his world. He didn't chase the lost deal. Instead, he gathered intelligence, learning that Richard's better offer was a facade, built on empty promises. He approached the client again, not with desperation, but with certainty, showing them what they had failed to see before. He shifted the tempo, not letting Richard control the narrative. And most importantly, he redefined perception, turning his losses into a story of resilience, making his company the true protagonist of the industry. Days later, the deal was his. Richard, once smug and victorious, was left speechless as Ethan walked past him, offering nothing but a knowing smile. Standing once again in his office, Ethan looked out at the city. He had learned a lesson far greater than business. He had learned how to rewrite fate itself. Because in every game, there is always a moment where the tables can turn. And now, he knew exactly how to seize it.